ladies, watch the decisions you make and stop lying about your age. Like, let's normalize telling people the truth about our age. It don't make sense that these men is going to jail, these men is behind bars because of things that we have done as females.
I'ma be the one I ride with, get a fly with, you would not be my side chick. I'ma be the one I ride with, get a fly with, you would not be my side chick.
Hey beauties, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're not new here, hey girl, hey, how you doing? How you been? Where you from? Where you at? So by the title of this video, y'all already know what this is gonna be about. We're gonna get straight into it. So boom, at the time I was around 15 years old. I was living in the Bronx. I was living with my grandmother. I had the body of a 21-year-old. So you know, I already thought I was grown. Bruh. So at this time I had started working this advertising job. It's when you basically go around and you get people to sign up for this magazine subscription or whatever the case may be, like that. So I was working that job. I had ran into a guy that I liked and his name was Kingston. Okay, we're gonna name him Kingston. So I had ran into Kingston, and originally when I was talking to Kingston, Kingston was like, girl, how old are you? And I lied. I'm not gonna lie, I was 15, but I told him I was 18. He was like, all right, well, I'm 25. So basically, I lied about my age. Yeah, I was wrong, dead wrong. So at the time, like I said, I was living with my grandmother. My grandmother had custody of me. Did she know I was doing all of this? No, because I was sneaky. My grandmother didn't have a lot of time on her hands. Even though I was the only child that she had custody with, she also was helping out with her other children. My grandmother had 3 daughters, and she also had 9 other grandchildren besides me. So she didn't have a lot of time on her hands. She had to look after like everyone, like, you know, everyone as a whole. So that's when, I ain't gonna lie, I used to take advantage, and I used to be very rebellious, and I used to be sneaking out, and I used to be lying a lot, because a lot of times she couldn't, like, you know, tell me what to do because she was busy. So he's 25, I'm 15, he's 10 years older than me. So y'all already know I gotta hide him from my family. My family cannot know about this. So he's a secret. I knew for a fact that my family could not find out about Kingston because Kingston was 10 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, like, we was faking love. Like, but he was in love with a lie because I did lie about my age. But yeah, we was faking love, and I did not want my family to find out because I already knew what it was gonna be hitting for. Especially if they would have told my dad, he would have came right to New York and it would have been over. So I was trying to keep that a secret. So the way I thought I was gonna keep it a secret, I started messing with this boy my age. Now, if y'all seen a lot of my other story times, y'all already know about abusive. So I started messing with abusive just to cover up the fact that I was really messing with Kingston. So basically, my grandmother had all her focus on abusive. Like, oh, who this boy? Why you talking to him? Da, da, da. She knew nothing about Kingston. Now, I didn't really want to be with abusive. Granted, abusive used to put his hands on me a lot. Kingston didn't know anything about abusive. So boom, me and Kingston is a thing. I'm with him like all the time. Everything cordial, right? One day I sneak out the house, right? I'm so stupid. So one day I sneak out the house. Now, I don't know what it is about it, but when I got with Kingston, I did not want to leave Kingston's side. So every time I got with Kingston, I'll be like, yo, I don't even want to spend the night for one night, 2 nights. I want to spend the night for the whole weekend. So I had left that Friday, and I had went to spend the night at Kingston house. I didn't tell nobody where I was going. I just left the house. Like, I literally just waited till my grandmother went to sleep, and I snuck out the house. Tippy-toe and everything, right? I think I am too grown, y'all. I think I am so grown. So I spent the night at the weekend at his house. Mind you, whole weekend I done cut my phone off. Nobody can call me. I don't want to be in contact with nobody because, again, y'all, I'm being sneaky. Okay, I'm being sneaky. I'm telling myself, Charisma, if you get caught, just tell them you was with abusive. It's better you getting caught with somebody your age than you getting caught with somebody 10 years older than you. So I was like, all right, boom, that's gonna be my lie. I'm gonna keep using abusive for everything, knowing I wasn't with abusive, right? So I thought I had everything all figured out, right? By stupid ass, I thought I had everything all figured out. I come home, right? It was Sunday. I waited late. I waited till like 11 p.m. because I knew my grandmother, she be dozing off like 8:30s on Sundays. So I was like, I'm gonna wait till 11 p.m. to make sure she really knocked out, and then I'm gonna sneak in the house. When I come in the house, I'm laughing down, but it's not funny. So I come in the house, y'all. I pull up, I'm like, all right, so I'm in the crib, like, what's really good? So I'm tippy-toeing, mind you, when I come in the house, it's pitch black, dog. Only light you could see is the glare from the TV coming from my grandmother's room. And her room was the first room when you go past the living room. So I had to go past the kitchen, go past the living room, go past the bathroom to get to my room. I had to pass my grandmother's room too. So I done took off my shoes. I'm trying to tiptoe. I'm trying to make sure nobody hear me. Feel me? I'm trying to make sure my grandmother do not hear me. As I'm tiptoeing, y'all, all I hear is, so where the fuck you been? I swear to God, in the dark, bro. When I tell you I damn near pissed on myself, like I literally pissed on myself. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I pissed on myself that day. She scared me. She was standing in the kitchen looking like something straight out of the Paranormal Activity. She in the dark with my grandmother in the dark with the long nightgown on with no wig. I'm thinking she's straight out of something out of the Paranormal Activity, y'all. I'm scared as fuck. So I done turned around. Mind you, I'm trying to hold the pee, but it already came out. It's been on the floor and everything. So my grandmother cut on the kitchen light. She just standing there, y'all. I look at her hand. She got the belt. So I'm like, Charisma, think fast. So she coming towards me now. She like, oh, so you want to be fast? You want to be grown in the ass? I got something for you. She coming towards me, y'all. I swear to God, like a movie, I dropped straight down on my knees in my own piss, and I started boo-hoo crying. Y'all, I done made up a whole story about how me and my friend was outside on Friday, and we had ran into some girls, and they had jumped us. And we was fighting them, and one of the girls had cut my friend's face open, and I had to go to the emergency room with her, and I've been in the emergency room with her all weekend. Now, the reason why I told my grandmother that we was fighting, I knew that would be believable because I was always fighting. So my grandmother be like, yeah, I believe her because she always getting into something. Like, so that was so believable. So I'm like, yeah, they cut my friend's face. I on the floor boo-hoo crying, bruh. So my grandmother know my friend, which is the girl that I fought recently, my friend. So we just gonna name her T. So my grandmother know T. So she was like, girl, you talking about T? How she doing? Da 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 da. Everything good? Da 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 da. Like my grandmother was genuinely concerned. So I'm like, yeah, they cut her face. Da da da. I was with my friend all weekend. Like you already know. Like I was not being fast. Like I'm just straight line, right? So that night happened, right? I got in the shower, had my little joker, had my devilish grin on because I already know. I said, yeah, I gotta wait with it. Yeah, I gotta wait with it. Yeah, I gotta wait with it. I text Kingston like, see you next weekend, boo. Yeah, gotta wait with it. Yeah, gotta wait with it. By the way, Kingston did not know my age. Kingston did not know why I was hiding him from my family. Kingston did not understand this. Like, I done met his friends, his peoples, and all that. He was trying to figure out, girl, we serious and we love each other. We together like that. Why can't I meet your people? And it's because, baby, I'm really not the age that I say I am. I might look it, I might act it, but I'm not. This is the proper example, y'all. If y'all watching this, stay your age. Stay in your place. Because when it's time to pay bills, you're going to regret you would have stayed in your place. When it's time to raise kids, you're going to wish you would have stayed a kid. I wish I would have stayed a kid. I was doing too many grown things. Like, it was just too much. It was too much. I had got out the shower that night and I had text T. I'm like, listen, if Nana call you, let her know that your face got cut, this, that, and that, boom, 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 right? So I already put my friend on that. I was lying. I already put on all the people that I needed to put on. So, boom. Fast forward like a few weeks past, like me and T, we still hanging out almost all the time every day. But now, because I made up that lie, I cannot bring T to the crib because then my grandma's gonna know that I was lying. So I was like, T, girl, you cannot come to the house. We gotta meet each other. Meet me down the block. Meet me over here. Meet me over there. Meet me anywhere but here. Cause girl, you ain't coming in my house. I'm gonna get beat. Like, girl, I lied. So T, she started getting frustrated. Like, girl, I gotta keep meeting you here. I gotta keep meeting you there. Like, girl, girl, won't you just tell the truth? I'm like, I'm not telling the truth. I'm not getting beat, and I'm not sending that man to jail for something I lied about. You know what I'm saying? So a few months had passed or whatever, and T had wound up getting pregnant, right? So she was the first one out of all of our friend group, me, everyone. She was the first one to actually have a baby. So she had wound up getting pregnant. You know, like everybody was excited for her. Like even my grandmother and them was congratulating her. They was excited for her. So mind you, months had passed. Girl, I done forgot about this whole lie that I just created. So I know that, so T was getting a little bit more pregnant, like she was starting to show. So one day she had came to the house or whatever. I had forgot all about the lie that I had said. All about the lie, right? Y'all, I let T come in my house. Everybody telling her, you know, congratulations. We rubbing her stomach and all that. We so happy for her. Mind you, some of my other friends is there. Y'all, my grandmother come out of the room and she starts whipping my ass with a belt. Like, my grandmother starts beating me. Like, first of all, lady, I just turned 16. Like, you cannot beat me. Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, technically she can, but I was like, child, not only did you beating me in front of my friends, like, is you crazy? So I'm sitting here, I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving. So I go in the room, I'm mad because my grandmother going off. She like, oh, you're a liar. You fast in the ass. You probably out there being grown, doing da-da-da-da-da. Which I was. I went in the kitchen. I grabbed a little Food Bazaar plastic bag. I'm like, I'm sick of this. I took the plastic bag. I went in my room. I started grabbing like a couple outfits, some panties, stuff in a little Food Bazaar plastic bag. I said, I'm moving away. Like, little grown old me swore to God I was going to move in with Kingston. We was going to be a big, happy family, and that's just going to be what it was. Little did I know, right? No, my grandmother was not playing with me. Girl, where you think you going? Y'all, my grandmother took me to the hospital. She took me to the doctor. Like, little girl doctors. Like, still need your parents. Like, I thought at 16 you could at least see the doctor by yourself. Y'all, she took me to this doctor's. And y'all, these doctors did all types of tests on me and all types of stuff on me, y'all. That doctor came back in the room. That doctor was like, yeah, I got some news or whatever. She was like, yeah, your granddaughter is pregnant. Y'all, when I tell you me and my grandmother about died in that hospital, like, we were just sitting there. Two people just sitting there just dead. And you know me, I was acting dead. I really was acting dead because I knew if I acted alive, she was going to kill me twice. So I was like, I was being dead the whole time, like the doctor was asking me questions, my grandma was asking me questions. Oh, you're not ashamed of yourself? I was just acting there like a statue, because I just knew, girl, if your grandmother could sit here and beat you in front of your friends, you think she won't rag you in front of this doctor? Yeah, I was speechless. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because I know that this is Kingston's child, and he's 10 years older than me. Like, oh my God, they're going to send him to jail. Like, Charisma, what did you do? It was at that moment I just knew I effed up. So mind you, my grandmother, she was like, so this is abusive, baby? This is what you sitting here doing with abusive? I done lied so much when I was a teen that I had forgot that I had used abusive for a little cover up that we was messing around. So I'm like, oh yeah. I know it wasn't right, y'all. I know it wasn't right. But I did it. I didn't care anyway because abusive was beating my ass. So it is what it is. So yeah, like, my family was livid. They was like, oh, this abusive kid. Like, they would just say all types of stuff. They was mad as hell. You know how families is. As soon as you come from the doctor, they on the phone calling everybody. Oh yeah, you can't believe this girl pregnant. Oh yeah, just like her mother. You know, family always talking stuff. So that happened or whatever. Now, I know what y'all probably wondering. Charisma, you pregnant? Like, hey, what you mean? So, I was pregnant with Promise in my stomach. Kingston was the dad. So that means what? Mr. Relevant is not the dad. Okay? For the ones who was asking. Now, I have to tell a story in order for me to tell a Mr. Irrelevant story. So that's why I'm telling y'all this now, because the part 2 to this is going to be the irrelevant story. Okay, I don't even know if I'm gonna do a part 2 because I can't name it I Snuck Out the House part 2. So I'm gonna probably just make the story after this and just put the Mr. Irrelevant story, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, now I'm pregnant. Kingston is happy. Abusive is still beating me up for no damn reason. Abusive, he was cheating on me like crazy. He was never faithful. He was mad abusive. He was just doing too much. He was 1 year younger than me. So yes, I pinned the baby on him. Oh, it's his kid because I already knew, like, y'all can't do nothing about that. We basically like the same age. But if I tell you this baby Kingston's, oh yeah, y'all gonna send my boo to jail. I'm never gonna get to see him. Y'all gonna name him as a sex offender. And it's all my fault because I decided to be grown over a lie that I told. Harriet! Now, when Abusive was beating my ass, Kingston knew nothing about Abusive. Kingston did not know I was dealing with that boy whatsoever, right? I always cover up the bruises. Never went over there when I had like big bruises that was noticeable unless I just covered it with my makeup or whatever. So yeah, that's when Abusive had found out about Kingston because my friend had told him. Y'all know my fake friend from the other story time. So she had told Abusive about Kingston. So when that happened or whatever, Abusive turned 50 times more abusive. Like, I remember I told him, I had walked in his house and I was telling him, I was like, yo, I don't want to be with you no more. Like, you're mad abusive. Like, I don't want to do this with you. Like, he was already denying the kid. Like, he was denying the kid from day one, which he was correct about because it's not your kid. You know and I know this ain't your kid. We know that this Kingston kid, but I know Kingston too old for me to tell the truth. So in everybody else's eyes, Abusive, this your kid. But in our eyes, we both know this is not Abusive's kid. Even Abusive know that. So like I said, I had told Abusive, I was like, listen, I don't want to be with you. You too abusive. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm over it. So I walked out his house or whatever. So he came downstairs, y'all. He started chasing me down the block. He arguing with me. I'm just like, listen, I'm not doing this. I don't want to be with you no more. You too abusive. Y'all, he started beating the F out of me. Mind you, I'm pregnant. I'm like 3-4 months. My stomach is showing at this point. Like, I'm literally pregnant. All his friends come out the building. So I'm thinking, like, you know, they gonna help me. Because they all running down the block. I'm like, yo, they gonna help me. Y'all, they get down there and they just watching Abusive beat on me. Like, what are you doing all this for? Y'all, when I tell you, this man punched me in my stomach. Like, he punched me in my stomach. He went behind me and kicked me in my back and I almost fell on my stomach. So when I was about to fall on my stomach, that's when somebody, I can't really explain, like, nobody didn't pick me up, but somebody caught me from falling. So they caught me, and when I looked up, it was Mr. Irrelevant. It was Mr. Irrelevant. So I know Mr. Irrelevant already, but I never dealt with him. So Mr. Irrelevant, he was somebody in the hood who got a lot of money, right? Well, basically, Abusive was one of his workers. Like, Abusive was one of his workers. So he basically picked me up, like, not picked me up, but caught me from falling, and he had basically walked me down the block. Now, as he walking me down the block, Abusive and them is getting beat on by these group of boys. Now, in the midst of Abusive beating on me and his friends watching, they had some beef with some ops that lived not too far from them. So they was too busy focusing on me beating up the pregnant girl that they didn't realize that the ops was coming around the corner and caught them lacking. So as I was about to fall, Irrelevant picked me up. The Irrelevant friends, they started beating on Abusive and his friends, and they was beating them so bad. And I was so happy, y'all, because I'm like, none of y'all helped me. And this man is beating on me and kicking on me and punching me, and I'm pregnant. Like, y'all crazy. Like, that's why I stopped hanging out with the people. Y'all so crazy and toxic. Like, so Irrelevant had walked me to a cab or whatever, and like from there, like, we had basically like remained friends until we became serious. But let me do a little bit explaining real quick because I know a little bit of y'all so confused. So the baby I was pregnant in my stomach with was Promise. Kingston was a dad. Kingston was 10 years older than me. I could not tell my parents. They would have put him in jail, which they did wind up finding out his age, and they did try to put him in jail and do all this stuff. So I really had to do a lot of hiding this guy. I really had to hide him so much. So I did reach out to him and he established he knew that was his kid or whatever. I basically told him the truth about my age and why he couldn't see the kid, why he couldn't meet the family. Mind you, when I was reaching out to him and talking to him about all this stuff, I was still pregnant. We did talk. He was disappointed because I lied about my age, but you know, like once he really found out like what my real age was and that I lied or whatever, like he basically was like, yo, we gonna end this because I'm not finna be no or no pedophile. I'm not finna be none of that because you lied. Like, now we got a whole kids together. Do you know how this look? Like, I have a son because he got a son back home in his country, which is Kingston. That's why I named him Kingston. So he got a son back home in his country, y'all. And the reason why I feel like is it okay for me to come out and tell y'all this story and all of that, because I know that my oldest daughter, she's turning 11 this year, but a couple of years ago I sat her down and I had a talk with her and let her know about her real dad and everything else, because I feel like I robbed my child of that chance to know her real dad, to get to know her real dad, because of the age difference, because I put him in a messed up situation. So I will always feel bad for robbing my child out of her, you know, like getting to know her dad. And you know, because it was my fault. It was my fault. I did lie and I did put him in a messed up situation. And then when I tried to fix it, it was too late. It was like he already done lost trust in me. He already was like, girl, like, I can't go to jail behind you. Like, I'm in love with a person that I'm going to be in jail for. Like, we have a kid. Like, this is crazy. So we did wind up, once I had promised, we did wind up meeting. He didn't want no DNA test. He already knew what it was. We was speaking a lot, but we wasn't like together anymore. He kept calling my phone and saying, call my phone, because I'm finna get a new number and I don't want to lose contact with you because I want to be in my child's life. But it was a lot of stuff that had happened. I was going through a lot of stuff, and then my grandmother was, you know, sick and all types of stuff. So I just lost contact with him, and I never tried to get contact with him back. I know where he lived, and I never tried to go to his house. I know where he worked, and I never went to his job. So yeah, like, I feel like I kind of robbed my daughter of her, like, knowing her dad and stuff. So, ladies, watch the decisions you make and stop lying about your age. Like, let's normalize telling people the truth about our age. Like, because it don't make sense that these men is going to jail. These men is behind bars because of things that we have done as females. Like, just a little white lie can put a man behind bars. Like, they don't even investigate. Oh, you just said, okay, you're like, I don't advise anyone to do that. I was wrong for doing that. I wish I would have never did it. I truly regret it because I did love that man, but it's like, and then I don't know why the older men, like, I think I get it from my mama and my grandmama, like, all of them, they boyfriends was Jesus age. Like, I don't know what the hell done happened. And then as soon as I start messing with young dudes, look, Troy, Omar, Blue, you see? But when I mess with the older men, look, Kingston, perfect, just wasn't in my age range. But yeah, y'all, that's basically the story about how I snuck out the house. Now we finna go on about how I met Irrelevant and the falling out and everything that y'all would love to know. So if y'all like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow all of my social medias. And up until then, deuces.